Hello everyone, this is Yashil's Gamer Girl, and welcome back for another speed art. Last time we did, well, Goku Trico, Super Saiyan, yeah, and this time we are taking a request from Cicabe, or Cicabe1, I don't know, remember his username. But you know, he's part of this channel, duh, go check out his, video, yeah, the video on this channel. Okay, so anyway, we're taking a request from him today. Actually, his request was Dunsparce, but what I'm going to do is, I thought, hey, Dunsparce wasn't enough, so I'm going to do Bobbie. Bobbie is an inside joke between me and Cicabe. We were, so I named, as suggested, I named a Shellos during a Pokemon Platinum run through Bobbie because I said it was generally confused, and so he kind of started this Dammit Bobbie thingy, and so what we found out was Hank Hill wanted to quit his power plant job in order to become a Pokemon master, but how could he do that? Well, the only way to do that was to get a Pokemon, which he didn't have a Pokemon, but he had a son, so I think the power plant or whatever chemical plant, something mutated his son into a Shellos, and he's now a Pokemon trainer with his son being a Shellos. Yeah, it's kind of funny. And it's funny because we kept referencing Dammit Bobbie, you know. Okay, so it was kind of funny, the inside joke. And Dunsparce, I think not only, in the intro video, if I'm correct, was also technically suggested by Dylan or Night Called Kiwi or whatever he's called right now. I don't remember. You know, he's doing a versus with Mr. Water Wraith. And so they both suggested Dunsparce, so I thought, hey, why not just do Dunsparce this week? But again, I had to do it with something else, so that's why I did it with Bobbie. And so, yeah, this wasn't too hard. As you can see, the only thing I had trouble with was, like, tracing and retracing quote-unquote circles and stuff. This wasn't terribly hard because of the because of the fact that both Pokemon were extremely simple, and even simpler than last week, because they didn't have like Goku hair or anything like that. So yeah, right now I'm just finishing up Dunsparce with the basic color, and I figured, hey, why don't I just make sure that his wing doesn't go out, doesn't look like it's coming from inside because it's behind him technically. And he has this little shell that I had to be careful because there was a different color yellow. So yeah, and the tail was actually kind of weird pointed, and that's why I was like redoing it and redoing it and redoing it. So yeah, oh, excuse me. The backstory behind this is quite funny. Not the Dunsparce, the Shellos. And I gotta tell you, it was kind of funny at first because I was like, huh, well, should I use the original picture? The original picture was different looking. He just was the Shellos Bobbie, whatever. And I know Bobbie's not spelled correctly. Bobbie is spelled with a Y in King the Hill, but I named it Bobbie with an IE because quote-unquote genderly confused. I had a hard time changing the shade right there because I thought I had the right shade, and then I realized it was too dark, so I had to redo it. Anyway, yeah, Bobbie is an inside joke. It's King of the Hill, Bobbie, from genderly confused Shellos. Yeah, it was kind of funny. I also smudged and put some more lightness a little bit more, so it looked a little more, I guess, better, not too dark at one point. And the light tones were a little tricky because, excuse me, I'm sorry. The light tones were a little tricky because I thought it was going to be too bright in the end, but it actually wasn't. So that was okay, and I was like, oh, okay. Once I added the dark stuff, it turned out fine. So that's basically what I did. I did the light tones first this time, and then the dark tones of the picture. I have to say that I think Bobbie, let me see, was this sped up? Yeah, about a little more than 1,000 times its normal speed. This took about 2 hours this time because I paused in the middle to do a bunch of I had to eat lunch, and I've been packing a lot, so I had to do some work. That's why it took a little longer, and I had to speed it up a little more. Yeah, so I had to get ready the background before I shaded Dunsparce because that was just weird if I didn't. I always have to do that. And the shading on Dunsparce was so simple that I had to almost, in a sense, had to say, hey, I need even more shading than I originally intended it to. But I got it right for my standards, because I didn't want to do too much but not too little either, because then it would look weird. So yeah, the shading after I did the stomach was really, really simple. It took me like no time at all. Then I had to do a little bit of the eyes. I made sure there was no light tones on the top of the eyes because it looked weird. I found out later. And when I started to, I was looking at the Dunsparce, and I'm like, hey, you know what would be a cool idea? If Dunsparce was jumping out of the grass and sort of flapping his wings. But I was trying to get the right thing for flapping his wings, and slightly flapping his wings was about right if I did it so lightly but you could still see it. And I did a bunch of flying grass everywhere because, you know, in the 6th generation animation it goes like when they kind of pop out of the grass, so it looks like an action shot in a sense. And I had to make sure I colored the bottom there because, and I didn't like the plain blue, so I just made it kind of my own shade of blue with another blue and a slight cloud. So what I also do, and I try not to write everything like by handwriting, so I say, but Dad, what if I get hurt? You know, it's kind of funny because, you know, it's like, damn it, Bobbie, your battle, you know, that's, again, inside joke. So, yeah, so I thought this turned out really well for what it was. And that's pretty much, I just did that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I would like you to, if you want to, subscribe to CollabCamerupt. And please, in order for me to consider your SpeedArt, please leave a comment below so I can read it and consider it for next week's SpeedArt. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Yashel, Gamer Girl of CollabCamerupt. I will see you guys later. Yashel, Huggles.